This is Sylvia Mordini, founder of Alchemy of Yoga, my 15-year-old yoga teacher training program that I have offered with all my heart and soul 30 times. I can't even believe it. I've had the opportunity, the honor, the delight of being with 30 amazing tribes representing 25 countries in the world, and some of the most incredible human beings that you could possibly hope to meet. I always ask myself, like, how did I get so lucky? But with that said, I also want to just come on and share a little bit of the truths of what people don't tell you about yoga teacher training programs. And I know you can read this, and I offered up an amazing free packet, and you can still get it after this, but I thought I'd just simplify it and tell you some of the things that people don't tell you about yoga teacher training programs. And whether it's about mine or anyone else's, I thought you should know. Number one, you're gonna sit more than what you thought you were. And that's an easy one. But yoga, the 8-limb path, is way more than just the poses. Of the 8 elements of yoga, only 1 are the asana, the poses. And the half is about meditation and mindfulness, and then there's the breathing, pranayama, and then the philosophy, the yamas and niyamas, and that's the 8. So of all 8, the poses are just one part. So there will be a lot more lecture and a lot more learning in more traditional forms, but ever so sacred, of course, as well, beyond just the embodiment of the experience of the asana in your body. And then the second thing that people don't tell you is it is emotional. This is like deep therapy. Whether you do a destination program like mine in Bali or Costa Rica during 3 weeks, or you do a program in your home city for 3 months, 6 months, 9 months, a year. But this is a soulful excavation and removing all that is not you to discover your truest, most authentic self. In that process, it is deeply emotional. I can't say that enough, how surprised people are about the therapeutic aspect of a yoga teacher training program. But yoga itself, you guys, is cognitive behavioral therapy. So it only makes sense that when you put yourself in the incubator of studying yoga for 200 hours, that it is going to be emotional. And you're going to ride these waves. You're going to be like, whoa, I love everyone and everything. This is amazing discovery. And like, oh my gosh, the shadow is being revealed and it's so scary and I'm worried about what's coming up for me. And then back up. Oh, the light, and it's all good. And you'll just go through this wave-like experience of expansion or contraction, expansion and contraction in the discovery process. And that is part of the joy and the benefit of a yoga teacher training program. So please know that even if you are someone that tends to intellectualize emotions, and I've been there, believe me, in any program, you cannot help but stay in the intellectual mind. You will, through the deep dive of 200 hours, move into all the other layers or koshas of your being. And it will be emotional, it will be mentally challenging, it will be all of that. Because yoga is the study of the self through the self to the self. It will reveal you. All that you've kept hidden will then be revealed. And all that is concealed will then be revealed. All that you pretended is not there and put away will be revealed. That's just part of the fun and the growth process as well. Then the third thing that people don't tell you about yoga teacher training programs is that you don't have to want to teach yoga. If the poses themselves are only one part of the 8-limb path of yoga, then your delivery, your sharing of the yogic experience, the lifestyle, the benefits could come in a lot of different ways. It doesn't just have to be standing up in front of a room full of people teaching triangle pose. We have lots of teachers of triangle pose, and I love that in the world. But your delivery and your sharing could be in a lot of other ways. It could be the Dharma and the philosophy. It could be teaching breathing techniques, and that will change people's lives even faster than the asana, and that's more accessible. It may be a lot of different aspects. So open yourself up to knowing that you don't have to want to teach yoga, as in the asana at your local studio, in order to do a deep dive into your soul through a yoga teacher training program. Quite frankly, I found over the last 20 years of teaching that it's even better if you don't know how you're going to use the program. Do a teacher training program for yourself. Don't do it about trying to obtain a particular goal in mind. Yes, the certification with Yoga Alliance will be there, but do it for you. Have your motivation be sacred learning. Have your motivation be your deep desire to know yourself better. And then you will reap all that you put into it, and it will be transformative and life-changing beyond those 200 hours for the rest of your life. And as you discover how it feels and the experiences for you, then it'll be revealed how you might use it and share it into the world. And then the final thing that I want to share, at least for right now, because there's a lot of truths that you should know about yoga teacher training programs, is that afterwards, the learning and the processing will take a long time. All the things that you learned, whether it was through 3 weeks, 3 months, 6 months, 9 months, a year, it's going to take months and months, years and years more to really start to make sense and to allow it to percolate and rise up. During that time afterwards in the processing, just let things steep, let the knowledge steep, allow yourself to just be with the knowledge that you have. And as it's in this gestation, when it is right and it's available to you to embody more fully, it'll be embodied and it'll reveal itself. But be easy on yourself, hold yourself gently so that you're not putting undue pressure on yourself to memorize and know everything about this thousands of year old practice at the end of your program. It's going to take a while, and this program that you're considering doing is only the first. Hopefully, and I mean this with all my heart, no matter which teacher training program you choose, and there's so many that are just amazing, let the time that it takes be taken, and then get excited about continuing the learning process. May this all bring you into this place of being a lifelong learner. From my heart to your heart, these are some of the truths that maybe you haven't heard about teacher training programs. I hope you check in with me at a future date so that I can tell you more. And in the meantime, I want you to love yourself, love your day, love your life, and look at all the resources that I have online, including the 5 truths no one tells you about yoga teacher training programs, the top 10 tips about how to pick a teacher training program, and the questions to ask when contemplating choosing a yoga teacher training program. Peace out, everybody.